It's that time of year again. Companies are slashing prices, cutting back costs, and we buy in by the masses, all in the name of a good deal.
Retailers opening their doors earlier than ever to a crush of frenzied shoppers lured by seductive doorbuster deals.
But these manic scenes of shoppers stampeding into big box stores on Black Friday is something we see less of each year. As retailers have spread out sales in an effort to increase profits and likely decrease flat-screen TV-related injuries, there's less of a mad rush.
You know, not every store is getting those frantic and crazy crowds like they used to.
Yeah, take a look at this video. A news crew set up inside a store ready to capture the mad rush. The doors open and it's just one guy. That's it.
But it's hard to imagine that we ever got so low as to fight over TVs, hair straighteners, and Furbies like some fight for access to clean water.
If anyone thinks they're gonna beat me inside that mall and keep me from getting my kids' Christmas presents, they can kiss my fat vagina.
While the crowds have dispersed, Black Friday spending has remained consistent. Historically, the weekend after Thanksgiving marked the unofficial start to the holiday shopping season. There's a common myth out there that the term Black Friday is used to describe the time when companies go from being in the red or unprofitable to being in the black or profitable, but this isn't true. The first time we see it being used is in the 1960s by police officers in Philadelphia talking about the increased traffic to the city. It wasn't until the early 2000s that retailers borrowed the term to help promote their sales and turn holiday shopping into a holiday itself.
Only Macy's could give America a parade on Thanksgiving and the biggest sale of the year on Black Friday.
The not-so-secret strategy used by marketers to promote Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or Prime Day sales, they get you in the door by drastically reducing prices on a few desirable items, like tech gadgets or electronics. But they hope you'll leave with much more than you planned, a filled shopping basket. Target CEO Brian Cornell says, "What I've been most interested in is what's in the basket. You look at the people who you know came out for a specific, but then they've actually taken the time to shop for other categories, which is really important. The fear here is seeing baskets or carts with one item." Unlike Brian's anxiety of shoppers coming into a store and buying exactly what they came for, my fear is that people are going to be going further into credit card debt, buying shit that they don't need. The average consumer in America already has over $15,000 worth of credit card debt, and it's only getting worse. My hunch is that most of the shoppers this Black Friday are also among the 80% of the country living paycheck to paycheck.
I am back at it again, racking up those credit card bills. But who can resist Black Friday deals? Am I right?
The ones that aren't struggling are big businesses, and they've been using that money to spend on marketing meetings, consumer analysts, and data researchers, and it's been paying off. Very few shopping carts leave stores or online checkouts with just one item in it. Walk into a thoughtfully designed store and you're fighting against a difficult tide. Culturally, it's become known as the Target effect, the result of going into a store intending to buy a few things and leaving with much more. As strong as the in-store techniques have gotten, that doesn't compare to the litany of approaches used by their online counterparts. Among them, brands track your every move and strategically serve you ads leading up to their peak shopping season. They offer free shipping on orders over $30 to $100, influencing you to make one or two more purchases to reach the sale limit. And as social media sites work to make advertisers happy, they're reducing friction to sales by implementing tags with direct links to products. And that doesn't even skim the surface. But most consumers don't care. In fact, they're asking for it. How else in the world could you explain 1.6 million people opting to follow Old Navy on Instagram? If the world ever needed a support group, I know 1.6 million people who could use it. Shopping has become a pastime. I recently came across a genre of video on YouTube called shopping hauls, where people sit down and share all the things they purchased that day. It's usually a lot.
Today's video is a Black Friday haul.
Black Friday haul! There's nothing like this Black Friday haul.
I go hard on Black Friday.
It's primitive in a way, scouring malls like hunters and gatherers. Biologically, they must experience the same feeling our ancestors got hunting through the jungle, fighting for their lives, and hauling back a lion to their village.
I got these adorable little Christmas socks.
Okay, maybe not. Here's the thing. These companies care more about their bottom line than yours. And while I wish they applied more ethical practices to the way they made and sold their products, that's likely not going to happen anytime soon. So we need to take responsibility over our own purchases. Their job is to make more money to keep their investors and board members happy. But you don't have to buy in. By being more intentional with our purchases, we can put more value on the few items we do decide to buy this holiday season. We can embrace what Juliet Schor calls true materialism.
We are too materialistic in the everyday sense of the word, and we are not at all materialistic enough in the true sense of the word. So I use the term true materialism. We need to be true materialists, like really care about the materiality of goods. In the fast fashion world, we buy and throw out. We don't care about the actual materiality of the goods. What matters is their symbolic meaning. That's why we discard them so rapidly, because they lose social value.
Now, I'm not suggesting that we cancel the holidays and entirely get rid of gift giving, but I do think that we can rethink the status quo. Here are a few tips that might help this holiday season. Instead of buying gifts for everyone in your family, suggest doing a Secret Santa. Coming from a family with 7 siblings, yes, I grew up Catholic, this was a great way to make sure we weren't just buying a bunch of crap for our family. We were being really intentional and buying one specific gift for one specific person. It saved us money, it saved us time, and it also created a really memorable gift-giving experience. Gift experiences instead of things. Have a conversation with your partner about how you want to exchange gifts. Nat and I have this conversation every year about whether we're going to be giving gifts to each other or not. Some years we do, some years we don't. This year, since we're going to Sydney twice, we've got a lot of travel, we've got so much going on, it just feels like extra stress that we don't need, because we have everything that we need. We have everything that we want already. So giving a gift would just be to continue a tradition that we're not really that into. So instead of giving gifts, what we're doing is setting aside a day for each of us to take each other out to dinner or make each other a home-cooked meal. If you're trying to save money this holiday season and you've got some extra time, you can make something. Create homemade candles or batch make cookies. I'll never forget one year Nat made me a scarf. I should say that she tried to make me a scarf, because what she ended up giving me was a ball of yarn and a half-made scarf. And to this day, it's one of the favorite gifts that I've ever gotten. Not that I kept it, but it made me way happier than any present she could have purchased at the store. It's easy to get swept up with the onslaught of advertising this time of year. Brands will have you believe that you will never see another deal like this. Hurry up! It's a limited time offer, only while supplies last, up to 60, 70, even 80% off. But the truth is that these things won't provide sustainable happiness, and the best deal you'll ever get this Black Friday is not buying into the hype. People have asked me quite a bit why I don't do advertising on this channel, and the reason is videos like this. I want to be able to criticize the status quo advertising and continue to make fun of Old Navy. And while it might not make the biggest difference in your day to not have to sit through a 15 or 30-second ad, it makes me really happy to know that thousands and thousands of ads haven't been served because I've decided to take a different path. If you want to support my channel, I've set up a Patreon account. But I'm not just asking for your money. I've created tiers that get you access to content like my Patreon-only AMA podcast, and I also make videos on minimalism, filmmaking, and business. Learn things like how to grow an audience or how to tell a great story through film. When I started this YouTube channel over a year ago, I never could have imagined that it would have taken me here. Seeing you guys in the comments every Monday when I post a video, seeing the positivity, the discussion around how to live a meaningful life has truly and honestly blown me away. And it drives me to make videos, to put everything I have into these videos every single week. So there's no material item, no gift that could have been greater than that. So I want to thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me. And I look forward to continuing to tell stories and have this conversation with you for the next Mondays to come.